Right, sir.
Okay. Welcome everyone to which meeting? 1065th meeting of Karachi Toastmasters Club. We follow a few ground rules. The first rule is that we avoid talking about three topics: sex, religion, and politics, especially if it is used to create controversy or to marginalize any person or any group. Secondly, we also remain silent while the speaker is speaking and only speak when we are asked to speak or when we start thirdly. Thirdly, for Zoom, we keep ourselves on mute, and also in real life, we keep ourselves on mute. At least we try to. And fourthly, this meeting is being live streamed to YouTube for recording purposes. So if you do not wish to be recorded, please tell us in advance, and we will commit to pause the recording when it's your turn, and then forget about it. Okay, most of the time we do remember, but sometimes we forget about it. So without further ado, it is my honor and privilege to welcome our president all the way from Texas, because yes, this time we have imported our leadership. So everyone, please put your hands together for export. Yeah. Last year we exported our leadership to leaders worldwide, and this year we have imported. So everyone, please put your hands together for our president, DJ. Over to you.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. Welcome, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. We have with us online Deanna McEnroy. She has been attending our meetings on a regular basis. We also have with us Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi. He also attends most of our meetings. And do we have any guests inside the room?
Yes, sir, we do.
We do.
Please.
Okay.
Yes. Shall I invite him, sir?
Yeah, go invite him, and then I'll go brief.
Yeah.
over the...
Please introduce yourself. Yeah.
My name is Mohammed Zan, and I'm an electrical engineer by study, and I'm associated with the farming sector at this moment right now. And apart from this, my hobbies include football, and I like to keep myself aware about the current political issues. Yeah. So that's about it.
All right.
Thank you.
so much. Can you repeat your name, please? Zan, Mohammed Zan. Yes. So,
Thank you, Mohammed Zain. Anyone else?
no, sir, we don't have any other guests.
Okay. A brief history of Toastmasters International. The first club was started on 22nd of October 1924 at the YMCA in Santa Ana, California. And in March 2008, the headquarters was moved from California to Inglewood, Colorado. Toastmasters now is in 144 countries, 280,000 Toastmaster members in 14,700 clubs. The mission of a Toastmaster club is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn fosters self-confidence and personal growth. Toastmasters International has a program called Distinguished Program. There's a Distinguished Club program for clubs to be distinguished, Area Distinguished Program, Division Distinguished Program, and District Division Program. Very few districts in the world ended the Toastmasters year on June 30th as a distinguished district. District 122 was one of them that was able to become a distinguished, and not only that, several divisions within the district and areas were distinguished, select distinguished, or president distinguished. At the club level, Karachi Toastmasters, along with some other clubs in District 122, ended the year as President's Distinguished Club. Briefly, I'm going to go over what the Distinguished Club program is. The purpose of the Distinguished Club is not to boast what the club is all about. The program is designed to make sure that clubs are doing the right things for the members. In order to be a distinguished club, the club must achieve at least 5 out of the 10 goals and meet the membership requirements. The membership requirements include the club at the end of the year on June 30th each year must have at least 20 members. The base membership is established at the start of the year on July 1st. If the club has less than 15 members, then the club is required to have at least a net gain of 5 members. That means if the club had 12 members, they must have 17 members on June 30th. The reason for having the membership requirement is Toastmasters International wants the clubs to grow. Because if you are not growing, adding new members, because each time there's a renewal of membership, some members might drop out. If their priorities change, they may move away, they don't feel that they can benefit anymore, or other family obligation may keep them from continuing the membership. So it's important to get new members. In addition to the membership requirements, the 10 goals include 6 goals are education goals to ensure that members are giving speeches. If you're not giving speeches in a club meeting, then you're not benefiting from what Toastmasters has to offer. The 6 educational goals include, the first one is 4 level 1 completions. 4 different members must complete level 1 of any pathway. The second goal is 2 level 2 completions. And the third goal is another 2 level 2 completions, total of 4 level 2s. The fourth goal is 2 level 3 completions. The fifth goal is 1 level 4 or 1 level 5 or a DTM. And sixth is 1 more level 4, level 5 or a DTM. In case of Karachi Toastmasters, for the year that started on July 1st, we are 1 month into it. KTC has achieved already 4 out of the 6 goals. The first goal, 4 level 1 awards, we have 1 already, so we need 3 more level 1s to accomplish that goal. And we also need 2 level 2s to accomplish the 6th goal. In addition to these 6 goals, there's a new member goals. The goal number 7 is add 4 new members. And an 8th goal is add 4 more new members. Toastmasters, especially Karachi Toastmasters Club, does not have an issue with adding members. We usually end up adding several dozen members during the year. The 9th goal includes club officer training twice. Once in the July summer timeframe and the other one in winter timeframe. At least 4 officers out of the 7 officers must attend training. And I've come across Toastmasters who have been a Toastmaster for a long time. They have been holding the same office for several years. There's one club where the treasurer has been there for 10 years. Each year she keeps volunteering for the same one. And these people say, personally, I find that odd, unless no one is willing to take that responsibility. Even if no one is willing to, make sure that you take on some different position and have someone else do it, so that different people get an opportunity to learn what different roles are. So in this case, people they hold the same role year after year. They say, oh, I've already attended training in the past. I know what to do, so I don't have to attend training. No, club officers are expected to attend training so that you can always learn something new from fellow Toastmasters. And if you have been in the same position for several years, then you've learned a lot about that position. Why not impart that knowledge, share that knowledge and experience with your fellow Toastmasters, especially the new Toastmasters in those positions. And I hate to say, in one of my clubs, I served as area director last year, the year that ended on June 30th. One of my area had 3 officers trained. They missed being a distinguished club because the 4th officer, even though there were more than 12 opportunities for them to attend the officer training. So that's 8 goals. The 9th goal is, that was the 9th goal, and the 10th goal is administration. Club officer list must be done on time, which is June 30th. Clubs must elect officers in May or June and submit the officer list. And that has been done by most clubs, including KTC. In addition to that, the dues renewal, at least one dues renewal must be submitted on time for at least 8 members. And Karachi Toastmasters has already done that. I think 19 people renewed, and we have another 20th one, which is not yet showing up in the TI records. So this is the Distinguished Club program. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because we have several new members in KTC, and I'm afraid that some of them don't know that this program exists. And in addition to that, that Karachi Toastmasters Club for the past 20 years have been distinguished, which means they accomplished 5 or 6 goals, select distinguished, accomplished 7 or 8 goals, or President's Distinguished Club. That means the club accomplished 9 or 10 goals. For the past 6 years, KTC has been accomplishing all 10 goals. Thank you. Kudos to Karachi Toastmasters, its club officers, and its members for the past few years. And now it is my honor to introduce to you the Toastmaster for this meeting, Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Is he ready to go? I've gotten to know Toastmaster Fahim Razak very well through the KTC meetings, and we are also bowling buddies. He got to see, at one time he thought all I do is give speeches, but I'm glad that we got an opportunity to bowl at Dreamland so that he said, oh, you bowl also. Please welcome this Toastmaster Fahim Razak.
Thank you, Mr. President, and good evening, ladies and gents. What a beautiful theme we have today, the purest love. Credit it down to Toastmaster Fiza for giving us such a suggestive theme for today. Thank you. Now, what is love? Let alone the purest love. As DTM Tala said in the WhatsApp group, this is something that can't be described. You can't understand it. You can't put it into words. Maybe it's an idea. It's a sensation. It's something magical that you can't describe. You can just feel it. Is it true love? It's the pure love when the mother holds her newborn baby. And I guess that's where your theme came from, that details someone told me. Is the love the child has for their parents? Is it more kind of romantic love that one person feels for another? Or is it a love for something more materialistic? Nonetheless, it's still a love. Maybe it's a love between 2 friends in the school. When I was thinking about this last night, and that's what you do, you see, when you have nothing better to do, you think of the upcoming Toastmasters meeting. And that's my ritual every Tuesday night before I go to bed. And yesterday I was thinking, okay, maybe you can't describe the love, but maybe you can describe the person or the thing that you do love. As I said, maybe it's the mother holding her newborn. Maybe it's the child has the love for the parents. And then I was thinking, in my life, has the love ever been there? And I was thinking, yes, I do remember. When I was a child, I was scared. What if something happens to my family, especially my parents? Because I have witnessed at that time, like my friends suffering an incident. Their parents kind of had a terrible accident, and then he lost that. And then you feel, and then as I was going through my school life, I had my best buddies in the school. I wanted to go to the school just to meet them. And when I went into my work life in my early 90s. I describe a pure love as for this pretty girl at my workplace. But she very painfully and thoroughly convinced me that her pure love was indeed somebody else. In my late 20s, early 30s, my love kind of converted, pure love converted into acquiring something materialist, creating wealth. And I guess I'm still in that race. And it's just as elusive as it ever been for me. And now my love is something else, which I will reveal at the end of the meeting. So stay tuned. But looking at the Toastmasters, we do see evidences of love here too. Maybe it's the love between DTM Dalla and Toastmaster Imran that they share. You see, there are two matches to ever express, but they do know because we can sense it. If you've been in the meeting long enough, you would have sensed it. Maybe it's the love that all the pretty girls in the world have for our president. DTM search for us. Again, if you've been in the meeting long enough, especially over the last year, you would have seen the pictures, you would have heard stories of him telling us, right? Maybe it's the love that DTM Ali Asharanjum has for practically everything
That moves.
in this world and in the universe. But again, we can't describe what we describe the people that we love to. And we will hopefully hear the stories today from people who have prepared their speeches, some glimpse of it. So why don't we crack on with it? So let me give you a little lowdown of the meeting today, of a standard Toastmasters meeting. We have 3 sessions. First is the prepared speech session, in which the members who prepare their speeches, they come and deliver it. Typically, that usually lasts between 5 to 7 minutes. It can be a slightly less, slightly more. Then we have a table topic session where the table topic master will come in and answer any impromptu questions or kind of comment from the guests or from the members. A very, very good session. If you are lucky enough to be invited, take that opportunity. The last section is the general evaluation session, in which the general evaluator will give us the feedback to the meeting and will also be provided the feedback to the prepared speakers. With that, I will now invite the facilitators who will help me facilitate this meeting. So our first facilitator is our word master / grammarian, and who is Toastmaster Wasan.
Good evening, everyone. So my role today will be of grammarian in the word master of the day. So the word of the day today is amore, which is a French word for love. So everybody needs to use this word in your speeches and whenever you are using it in this meeting today. In the grammarian, I will be noting down the good usage of the grammar and also where people will be making some mistakes. So I will be just pointing out without taking that in no need. So please be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wasan, for that lovely explanation of your role. The next we have listener, and for that we have who's listener now? Toastmaster Wasan is listener.
What happened in this? Yeah.
Toastmaster Wasan, please welcome.
Sorry, correct. Yeah. Correct. My mistake.
Hi, today I'm going to listen the important words of important sentences delivered by the people. Maybe some of the interesting sentences, maybe pinching sentences. I just segregated these sentences at the end of the meeting. I'm going to ask. Not each and every one of you, maybe I can choose the random people, or maybe I can choose the random sentences and then ask at what time these sentences were being used. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Wasan. Well, Now that's humor, and for that we have Toastmaster Hiba as Toastmaster.
He will be joining in a bit. So maybe we can, when she joins, then we can invite her for jokes.
All right, so we will have a humor stuff a little later on today. So now why don't we move on to prepare the speech stuff? And first, I would like to invite Toastmaster Mohammed Askar, but I would like to invite the evaluator, and that is Toastmaster Wase. Please come and. Sorry?
Yeah. Toastmaster Asghar, have you identified your interviewer?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Right. Yeah, but you just have to describe the project, then TMOD can. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Reza. Today, Toastmaster Mohammed Azhar will be delivering his project on pathway leadership development, level 3. Project is preparing for an interview. And his project title will be Objectives, Favorites, and Regrets. And teamwork will be introducing
Yeah.
Can have the evaluation sheet too. I've already shared the evaluation sheet. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, Toastmaster Asghar, who will be your interviewer?
I'm doing
All right. Toastmaster Asghar, you're muted. Can you please unmute and turn on your.
I think different is because facing issues.
Okay. Do you want us to wait a little bit and then invite you?
Sorry.
We can.
We move to next.
Yeah. Actually, for next, the evaluator is Toastmaster Asghar as well. Maybe we can assign another evaluator. Toastmaster Asghar, is that okay? We can see you.
I
can see you.
think I can hear now.
Yes.
Yes.
Fine.
Because I try to go with the situation because this situation will not be changed at least today. So
It's fine. Where are you, by the way? Sorry? We missed that one. We could hear you. Yeah.
So should I then if you think I'm not audible, I will call to them escape.
You were audible a little bit ago, and now can you please speak?
Yes.
Am I
audible now?
Yes, but you have two sound sources on. If you can turn off one of them, you can mute one of them.
Let me silent. Okay, I'm silent. I am silencing one. Now is it
Still, I think you have two sources on. Yes. Now can you speak?
Yes.
All right. Now I think
Is
it's
it
pretty
okay?
clear. Yes. Yes.
Okay, then I'll go this voice down. What should I do? Am I going to be an evaluator now or a speaker?
No. You will do your project, and we'll assign the evaluation to
Okay.
someone else. Yeah.
Okay, done. Okay, done.
Yeah. he was also an evaluator, so he's having difficulty. Okay. So I think let's invite the interviewer, Toastmaster Imran.
Okay, Toastmaster Imran as an interviewer for PMS speech. Over to you.
Okay, so Toastmaster Akram, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you, Imran Rana, being my interviewer today.
Yes, I'm pleased to be your interviewer. Okay, so my first question to you, you are a Toastmaster since 2018, right? Let's begin from the beginning. What was the reason or the objective of joining Toastmasters?
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much, Imran Rana, for this very easy question. As I mentioned in almost all my icebreaker, I came from a rural background and a product of a broken rural government schools. After my primary school, I, however, developed an interest in reading, but I had thought that it was all I needed in my personal and professional life. The rest would be like manna from heaven. Unfortunately, it was not, it turned out not to be the case. I had overemphasized over my reading at the cost of my other skills, such as communication and leadership. So when reality at home, it became impossible to escape from the implication. In fact, a flicker of uncertainty started to flash in my eyes when I joined the job market. In the first week in my office, I realized that I could not be as productive as I had thought myself. Since then, Imran Rana, I have been struggling to improve my two remaining hitherto ignored skills. Come to direct your question, this was perhaps the main reason to joining this club. And once I had joined it, there was more than meeting the eye. Hence, there was no looking back. I am now in my fifth year or 4.5 year, I think, in with this club. Of course, without being a distinguished one. In our last meeting, our president sort of promised me to award me an honorary degree, honorary title of PTM, which is still awaited. Over to you.
Okay, thank you so much. I got your point, and my second question will be, what were the top issues or difficulties that you faced while moving ahead with this work?
What I hadn't known was that I was a poor speaker, and nobody told me that, and thus there was there was no room for correction and improvement. So pronunciation, fluency, grammar, stage flight, monotony in my voice remains some of the issues which I have been trying to improve while traveling along the pathways. As we speak today, I don't claim to develop a mastery or a grip over these issues, but at least now I'm able to identify and name them. I think it's a great achievement. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster. My next question. I'm sure you like everything in Toastmasters, but what if I ask you to pinpoint the one thing that you like the most in Toastmasters in this blog?
Evaluation. And here is why. Generally, we avoid both flattery and criticism by considering them socially awkward. But there is, however, a problem. We psychologically need a pat on our back as a token of encouragement, as well as a nudge to correct our direction. I think Toastmaster perhaps the only organization which fits the bill in the form of recommendation and commendation, and that too without hurting our sensibilities. I think had it not been for Toastmasters, I wouldn't have been able to know my areas of improvement, because it is otherwise embarrassing to tell honorable club member, would be DTM, tall, dark, and handsome Mr. Mohammad Asgar that you have a ridiculous pronunciation and an awful grammar. This is perhaps one reason why I always would like to be in the firing line in evaluation segment. Over to you.
Okay, bye. I would say second last question. What is the one regret you have or had as a regular member of Toastmasters?
I'm bound to respond you, but let me admit that it is somewhat an embarrassing question, and because you are forcing me to cough up my sort of dirty secret in front of Toastmasters about the Toastmaster Club, a sort of double whammy. But let me try this. And I want DTM Tala to consider it seriously. As a regular member of this club in the last 4.5 years, I have learned, improved, and moved enormously in terms of personal and professional growth. But what I have returned to this club in the form of supporting this organization in all this time, I think this is something that which has been haunting me now for some time, and perhaps remain the one regret with regard to this club. I hope DTM Thala will take serious note of my mental agony and will do something about it. Over to you.
Okay, my last question. What message would you like to give to the upcoming Toastmasters, since we have one guest? So 30 seconds is just left, so you may cover up this question as early as possible.
Okay, I think we have learned throughout our life in university, school, and colleges days. What we haven't learned, what we haven't learned about our growth, Toastmaster is exactly telling us those couple of areas to improve. For example, communication, leadership quality, how to lead in the group, how to lead your team. These are some of the things that we haven't got them in our offices and universities, and the place where we are sitting is the most appropriate one to improve them. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohammad Asgar. I want to say that was a purely loving speech. But I think what we would better describe is it was a purely frank discussion. And thank you for that. Now, our next speaker is Toastmaster Fiza. And for her, I think we have evaluator Mohammad Asgar. You are the evaluator.
No. Okay, Azhar Saab, you are okay. Now I think connection is fine. Yeah, go ahead, Azhar Saab.
So, Toastmaster Asgar, over to you for her evaluation, for introduction, please.
Yeah. You're mute. You're mute. He's not mute.
Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. What I know so far, I don't have the resource of the speech, but what I know is that she is going to deliver the speech from strategic relationship level 1. Today, the objective of our speech is to the vocal variety and body language which she has to show during her speech. She can talk about any subject, but in order to create an effective speech, she has to perform a meaningful.
Sorry. Excuse me, Azhar Saab. Sorry. Actually,
Sorry.
there's a correction. The project is evaluation and feedback 1.
First speech.
First speech.
Okay, but it's
Apologies.
written something.
Yeah. Apologies from my side. It's a mix-up actually.
Okay. Then I invite her for the speech, and meanwhile, please convey me the exact objective so that I'll be able to evaluate speech.
Let me send you the PDF.
You can describe the objective
Okay.
of the.
Yeah, actually the objectives are evaluation and feedback, where a speaker makes a 5 to 7 minute speech, and the speech is supposed to have a structure, beginning, middle, and an end. And any
Okay.
improvement areas that the speaker gathers from this speech by the evaluator, they apply in the next speech, which could be the same speech or it could be a different speech.
Done. Okay, got it.
Apologies for the confusion, everyone.
I mean, you are responsible for this confusion?
Yes. Who else? Who else?
As always.
As always, exactly. Yes, you go on the stage.
Yeah.
Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, fine gentlemen. Today, I selected the theme and it is called The Purest Love. Actually, it's an inspiration that came from my own, it's mine, came my inspiration, and I'm going to reveal it to you. What is love? Can anybody explain it to me? And what is purest love in your eyes?
You were discussing about love, or maybe we don't have any idea what kind of perception you have in your mind. You are explaining the love. But as far as I am concerned, the love is present the inner of your soul.
Yes.
You can dig it out and try to find out the main soul area so you can find the purest love.
Well, I would like to quote Rumi here, poet. He says, "It is when I see you in my heart, I do this dance. When you're there, it becomes an art." The purest, there are many forms of love out there. We are going to consider two types of love. One is conditional love and one is unconditional love. Conditional love comes with conditions. When you love somebody, you expect them to love you back. And unconditional love is something that you love something or someone unconditionally, and no matter what you want to sacrifice your happiness, you want to sacrifice everything for them, and you have to love them selflessly and flawlessly. That is unconditional love, and that is very hard because not everybody is equipped to handle that. My purest love started when my baby niece was born. She was born on 22nd of July, 2023. The story comes like when I have a sister and a brother. My sister is 4 years younger than me. She's married, she's in Germany. And I had never thought that she would go this far from me, because I have always been with her. I've always been used to her. And when she got married, it was a whole new perception and a change for me. I practically raised my sister and my brother because my both parents were working. So I practically raised them. And all my life, I have been taking care of them. And when she turned 21 years old, she said, "I want to get married." I said, "Really? Like, if you're young to get married? I mean, 21, you're 21. Said, "No, I'm done. I want to get married. I'm tired of studying. I'm not like you. I can't do masters. I'm sorry." So at 21 years, he met this person and she wanted to get married. I wasn't excited about that. I wasn't. But I wanted to make sure that whoever I'm handing my sister to are a good family. So I investigated them and I scrutinized them. After my thorough research and thorough scrutinizing, I found them a good family. So I had married my sister off. After that, it was sudden change because, of course, you have your sibling 24 hours with you, and suddenly they're not there with you. And I missed her so much, but I didn't tell her that. I don't want to give her the satisfaction. No, but I missed her very much, and it was a very sudden change, and everything got changed after that. Because her priorities changed. Now Appa is not everything. Now it's her husband. So it changed. Then she went to Germany, which also brought a huge change in me because I was never used to see her gone. But when she went to Germany, I really missed her. But I didn't tell her that. I will never tell her. I don't want to give her a satisfaction. She enjoys it. So in Germany, she lived there for 2.5 years. And one day she called me up and she said, "Hey, I want to tell you something. I have an exciting news." And I said, "Okay, what is it?" And she said, "You're going to be a khala. You're going to be an auntie." I said, "What?" I said, "Okay, you're only 23 years old. Are you sure about it? Because you're a child yourself. You don't know how to handle a child." We had a little tiff on this. Let me be honest. We had a little tiff. She thought I was going some like negative, but I was very overprotective, and I am very overprotective. And when we didn't talk for like few months, we didn't talk. But afterwards, my little bundle of joy came. My little Fatma Zoni said, "If you please, if you can show her beautiful picture."
Just a second.
And she changed everything for me. She changed the whole perception of love for me. It changed what love actually is. When I first saw her, even though I haven't held her, I haven't touched physically, but she just changed this whole thing in me. And she made me like the most purest, most beautiful love in the world. Like everything went blank, and I just know I had to take care of this little girl. This girl is mine. She's my girl and my blood. And she brought so much joy, so much happiness in me that all the negativity, yes, you can see her. All the negativity, everything, she just washed away, and she brought me this so much happiness that I can't even tell you how happy I am to have her in my life. She has wrapped me around in her tiny fingers. There doesn't go a day I don't talk to her, even though she's only 15 days old. But I talk to her, I let her know who's the boss in the family. It's not her mother, it's me. Yeah, but I tell her everything. I can't wait for her to grow up, be with me. I will read her books. I will read her Shakespeare. And I will tell her everything. Like what I know, she will know. And I'm so happy. She makes me so grounded. And I can't wait to be a good role model for her. She is my everything. And she just changed my perception of love. So there are many kinds of loves out there. There's a love between parents and children, spouses, friends, and two souls who are yet to meet. That is an interesting love. And what love requires is sacrifice, is connection, is patience, is understanding, and it's just, you must have a lot of tolerance for each other and compromise. Because if there is not that, then love is nothing for you. So I will end this speech by the words of Albus Dumbledore, that famous Albus Dumbledore, that we don't pity the dead, pity the alive. And above all, pity those who lived without love. Thank you.
you, Toastmaster Fiza, for such a beautiful speech. A real tribute to our team today, of course. Okay, our next speaker is Toastmaster Jalal. As his evaluator, it's my pleasure to introduce him. He's doing a speech from topic on leadership development. The project is vocal variety and body language. Timer, please note the timing is for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. The title of his speech is Results. Toastmaster Jalal Results.
Good evening, everybody. My topic of speech is results. We are all continuously seeking results, either in the professional life, either in the academic life. We are all seeking the results. But we are not seeking only the results. We are also seeking the positive outcomes or bright outcomes of any obstacle or any endeavor that one has to be undertaken. And I will just turn my discussion towards what's my own experience. When I was in the university, it was in 2014. We were the group of 5 students, and we have a very close gathering with each other, and we share each other a lot of things, like we share company, like we share lunch. We also share our education stuff, and we also combine good studies so that we could achieve the good results. In the engineering final year study, the final year is one of the most toughest, and it is regarded as a highly percentage, in terms of percentage, marks are highly calculated. So we all worked very hard, and some of my group fellows were extremely working very hard, and some of them are not working. And by the way, we all just managed to give the results, managed to give the exams. It was a very tough thing for us because we have to submit the final year assignments and projects as well. So after giving the exam, we are just continuously waiting for the results. And after 15 days, our results announced, and we all went to the university and we get together, and we also see that our results were on the notice board. And we are all like funny in the headlights, like everybody is just like, where is my number? Where is my number? Everybody looks upward. I'm looking at the downward. So anyway, I was in among the 5 of us, I was in the 3rd, and 2 of my friends were above me and 2 of them were below. Despite having good results of my group fellows, but they are not satisfied. Even myself was not as much satisfied as I wanted to be. But this is the life. This is something that we can't always get what you want. It's a famous lyrics of our American song. You can't always get what you want. So it is the same like thing that what I expected, what I think that I would get, I didn't get. But I feel that whatever the work hard I made, I think the results are somehow practically explain my work hard. And this situation, I would recall this situation to the memory of a 3 Idiot movie, where 2 of the friends were watching the list, and they were looking at the very lowest rank number, and they see that one of their friends was missing in the list. He said, "Oh, Rancho, I think Rancho was 10." And I think so. They called out to see that one of their colleagues were dancing, one of the colleagues were crying. So again, he checked the results. So they found that the Rancho was in the top. And at that moment, they realized the human feeling, the sadness. If your friend gets fail, you feel sad. But if your friend gets on the top position, you feel extremely sad. Extremely sad. And this is the kind of human emotion, and the movie they explain this human behavior as well. And at that day we also feel the same. One of my friends are, and I also feeling the same. And 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 after getting the results, not only it's about us, our parents, our siblings, our beloved one, all like us to be succeed in our life. So parents are the one that show always love. So whenever they see their child is growing and getting a good marks, they always feel happy, and they always show more towards them. And I feel that when my when I got first position in the metric, my parents were extremely happy, and they gave me the very courage. And but it's with regards to the emotion, different parents have different emotions. I feel that some of the parents were extremely stingy towards showing the emotion, and some of the times were some of the parents are very generous. They show the more because if one child is getting the result, or you need to do more work on. Even the results are better, you do the 95. 90 is not enough. This is something that parents are doing, and some of the parents are like, you get 80, oh good. So these are kind of mixed feelings, mixed emotions that people have in their life, and this is the life. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jalal, for that speech. Well, I think it's fair to say that my friends were never super jealous of me because I was never at the top. So there we are. But thank you for that lovely speech. Now, our next speaker is Toastmaster Wase. And I know you are concerned because your evaluator is there. Okay, so our next speaker is Toastmaster Wase. And for his evaluation, I would like to call Toastmaster Vajah. Whenever you are ready, it's okay. So over to you, Toastmaster Vajah.
Thank you. Today I'm going to evaluate Mr. Wase Ahmed. He is giving the speech on the dynamic leadership level 4, manage a difficult audience, never say die. And the time of the speech is, or maybe a communication is 10 to 15 minutes. So best of luck to you.
Before he begins, can I ask something?
Yes, sure.
Are there any roles vacant right now? Can I have something?
Yes, you can have our counter, and plus after this we'll also invite you to jokes.
Oh, jokes. Okay.
Yeah. And our counter, I said.
Okay, fine.
All right. So okay, but first, Vasan, can you give me a minute? Okay, just start. Let me start the timing. Yes. The minefields are being laid right before Vasan dies. Yeah. Okay, so we have 3 disruptors and a fourth one.
Name them, please.
A fourth one I'm in the process of adding. So yeah. Okay, Toastmaster Vase, your time starts now. What's the title of your speech?
10 to 15 minutes.
No, the title.
Title
Never
is
say die.
Never Say Die. So everyone please put your hands together for Toastmaster Vase. Never Say Die. Apt title. Never Say Die, Toastmaster Vase.
Okay. I was sitting in a meeting room. I was surrounded by anxious faces. And there was a huge table in front of me. There was new furniture. And the people there had sweating faces. Their hearts had high breathing. And I am used to it. I have given an interview before. But this time things were different for me. I was sitting back, relaxed. I had a smile on my face. And in my heart, I was talking to my creator. I was saying to him, look, where I am today, I am really happy there. See, but ideally, I'm not supposed to work for the financial sector. That's why I'm here for the interview. Where I am working today, there are no late sittings, people are friendly, the working environment is really good. But still, I am here today. If I don't get recruited here, that's your fault. It's not on me. Then there was a knock on the door. A person came inside, called out my name, and I stood up. I went behind him. He led me to a glass door. I knocked at the door. I entered the room. There were 3 brick walls and a glass wall. On the front wall, there were 2 windows, in front of which were 2 tables, and behind 2 tables were Munkar and Nakki. Death and leave. No, interviewers. Sorry. We greeted each other and immediately they went up for their first question. Tell us about yourself. I remember this question from my previous interviews. So, Control C, Control V. Next, they started asking about my ambitions, my family, and my experience.
Toastmaster Uda, you look very slim and smart. What did you do during the holidays? I mean, you were away from Toastmasters, so you must have done something right.
How can you tell me slim and smart? I have gained a lot of weight.
Everything is relative.
I have already left whatever.
And I have a mirror.
I used to do.
I guess there is a problem of perception, right? How you look at things.
Yes.
And there is another problem. If you don't have good listening skills, you don't give a person enough time to listen them. So your perception can become wrong.
What has perception got to do with this thing? So
Yeah, that's
we'll
what
meet,
the
we
point.
meet after the meeting, all right? So you tell me what did you do.
Yeah. We meet after the meeting.
All right. All right.
Please. I guess that was must have vocals, not just the music. There must be vocals to it. We all want to listen to that. I would love to listen to those songs, please.
It's a nice song.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying just do the add the vocals.
Why did you sing it?
Add
I
the
think
vocals.
you're a great singer.
Yeah, but that's not on my agenda right now.
I bet you can sing so nicely.
Okay. So the person started asking me about my ambition, my family, my experience. And next, the other person that was sitting there, he started asking me about technical questions. Good one. That person started asking me about technical questions. So for the first technical question, I gave a completely correct answer to him.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
What was the question?
Because the next
What is the formula of the basic algebra?
No, it was something related to accounting.
But it's not technical. Is this not technical?
But I'm asking about the accounting method.
Okay,
the
fine.
mathematics
What is the definition of depreciation?
But
Tell
you are
me.
not the interview.
But I'm interviewing right now. I want
This
to
is
know how
not the
smart
interview.
you are.
That was not the interview.
But you should say, you should know, na.
I am sharing.
You're so
my
intelligent, na.
experience. I am sharing
You're
my
from CA.
experience.
Oh my God.
I am sharing my experience.
Oh my God, you're CA.
So my next technical question was,
Was it a lady or a guy?
Yeah.
Oh, sad.
did you ask?
You should be lucky it wasn't me.
Yeah, I know that. But next question was something related to this. He said, what is change in depreciation? Is that change in estimate or change in policy? And I gave him the answer. That it's change in policy.
That's a wrong answer.
Yes, that was. And he asked me, said, are you sure? I said, you are asking from IS8, right? He said, yes. I said, that's what I'm saying. IS8, change in policy. And he was shocked how confident I was with the wrong answer. Then came the part of my general knowledge. He asked
Tim
me
Vase,
that
Tim Vase, I understand you the club treasurer. Is that correct? And if that's correct, then how do you feel about handling money, all the money that you're getting from the members?
yeah, actually, I am not getting control from the VP. The VP is getting all the. I am just getting the information. The cash is with the VP.
Yeah, if you turn up at the
And
meeting,
the
you
secretary of the VP. And the secretary of the VP. He has all the money in the cash. And surprised, the president, the secretary to the VP is not giving me information of the last two meetings. I am continuously texting him, please give me the billing details. He's not sending me those billing details.
You can ask him to take you to the bank and see, he can show you the money, where the money is.
open the vault.
I doubt that he's depositing that money.
Oh my God.
I have eaten and. Yeah, so I saw him taking pictures in the northern areas. So,
Are you disrupting yourself?
And nature is also going again. Nature is also working as a disruptor for me right now. So then the question came for my my general knowledge, and the person asked me, so do you know about the disease that is rapidly spreading around the world? And I considered COVID for some time, and then I said monkeypox. Said, what is monkeypox? I said something similar to chickenpox. Like that was the best I could come with. I didn't know what was chicken. Oh, what was monkeypox? Thankfully, I didn't say smallpox because this chickenpox, monkeypox, pox. See, and lastly, then came the part of my hobbies, and whatever I was saying to him about my hobbies, he was demotivating me. At one time, he asked me, "Oh, so you have started going to Toastmasters? If I would have been at your place, I wouldn't have done that." And I politely went, everybody has their own preference. And now came up that cliche question. Do you have any questions from us? And I had prepared a question for that about late sittings, the working environment, because I knew that was really bad. I had seen the reviews and everything. But something at the back of mind told me, look, if you say that, they are not taking you. So I came up with an ingenious question. So you are the partner of the biggest firm of Pakistan. How have you reached here? And he started laughing at me. And my motivation went down.
That was flattery is like the most common thing. It's hardly
but that just came up, right? That was the best I could make up at that time.
So, but then if he says by walk.
Yeah.
If he says, I came here by walk or by car, then how do you respond?
No, his reply was much more hilarious. He said to me, I just recite Bismillah before everything. Yes. And after that, he looked at me and I knew that I screwed up my interview. But he said, okay, but we haven't introduced ourselves to you. You don't know who is the senior manager. You don't know who is the partner. There are two individuals sitting here. How can you say, I am the partner?
You researched him.
No.
Yes,
I said to him.
Yes, you did. You did your homework.
I didn't know who the partner was. I didn't even knew his name.
Your homework. I don't believe you.
I didn't knew who was the interviewer.
You're
I
right.
didn't know.
You homework. Yeah,
I didn't knew the name of the party.
you're being smart right now, but you're not that smart. You are doing CA, but you're not that smart.
Not every smart person does see.
Yeah, exactly. DTM Tala.
Oh, no,
I'm
you're very smart. You're
I'm
just jealous
one
of
of you.
them.
Fine. So he said, you don't know us, so how can you tell me I am the partner and he's the senior manager? I could be the senior manager and he could be the partner. And I replied to him, and to be very honest, I didn't know the answer. And instinctively reply came out of me, yes, it was a fluke. It was a fluke. I said to him, sir, your body language feels quite relaxed, but the other person's body language seems a bit stiff. So I would say, you are the partner and the other person is the senior manager. And everything went silent after that for 60 seconds. And in my heart, I was rejoicing. I knew this is done, this is over. This is in my bag now. Fellow Toastmasters, never say die. If something is meant for you, it will find you from the most unfavorable position. Today, I work for that partner.
What is
Thank
the
you.
company?
Yeah. Okay.
In the board madness, Thank you, Toastmaster Wase, and congratulations on securing that job. We loved the journey, although I joined halfway through. Right. Well, we have quite a deal now. DTM Talha bin Hamid delivering his project, and guess who is evaluating him? Our president, distinguished Toastmaster Sir Sarfaraz. So over to you, sir.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fahim Razak. Our next speaker, and I assume he's our last speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. Before I mention anything about his speech, I want to recognize him for what he does. For some reason, I am part of several WhatsApp groups, KDC, District 122, WordWise, Quantum Leap. And in most of these groups, when you look at the posts, there are several posts from distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, trying to ask people to take up roles and then setting up the agenda, especially in KDC. And we just now found out that he's also doing more than what one would expect him. He's also handling money. Well, of course, we should expect that because he's a chartered accountant. Even though he's a distinguished Toastmaster, and I've heard him speak several times, he is giving level 1 speech, evaluation and feedback speech 1. The purpose of this speech is for the Toastmaster to give a speech, receive feedback from the evaluator, and then based on the feedback, give another speech incorporating some of the ideas, either repeating the same speech or giving another speech. Please help me welcome distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. The title of his speech is I Swear. I Swear, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid.
Okay, am I audible and visible?
Yes.
I'm asking the online audience. All right, can I start? Okay. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I have a confession to make. I have a disease. It is so shameful that I shudder even when I think about it. For the longest time, I harbored this disease within me, thinking that what if someone knows, my life will be over.
My family will kick me out. My wife and kids will leave me. My employers will fire me. And Toastmasters will take back all the certificates and refuse to return my membership fee. I swear it is an absolute monstrosity. And you will be shocked once you find out. But now I will dilly-dally no more. I will beat around the bush no more, and I will make my confession. I swear. That was the confession. I swear. I swear. Don't we all? We're all sitting here in such polite company, but secretly we all swear, and so do I. After all, life demands it, right? You're walking on the street, and a motorbike rider swishes by, and you scream, "Oh, for God's sake, aren't you seeing where you're going?" Or I arrive at the office, and I discover that I've forgotten my laptop, and I scream, "Oh, what a piece of cake!" Swearing is therapeutic. It is cathartic. And for some strange reason, it makes us feel all better inside. Why do we swear? We swear because we can do nothing else. When someone does us wrong, or something, in my case, does me wrong, it is all I can do to imagine doing unspeakable things to itself and its earlier and later generations. Now, this swearing thing has been with me since I was a teenager, but it really blossomed in my 20s. And I have two mentors to thank for it. One for each language that I know. For swear words in the English language, I bow my head and doff my imaginary hat to that master storyteller, Stephen King. Thanks to him, I know all the creative swear words and oaths uttered in all 50 United States. Having polished my skills in English swearing, I discovered that that was not quite enough for Pakistan. Luckily, I was restored with another mentor. I made a very close friend, and as we grew closer, his habit of swearing started to break. And I told him, "Yaar, why do you swear so much? Please, you're otherwise such a nice guy." And he would look at me, glare at me, and roll his tongue and throw a juicy one my way, and then say, "Okay, I will stop. Stop bothering me now." After a few years of continuous effort, he did not stop swearing. I started swearing. But think about it. Is that the only answer? Thinking about unspeakable things? Going down the path where you have to silence yourself, or you have to create awkwardness in company. You have to destroy your image. You have to essentially announce to the world that what you appear outside is not the same person that you are inside. Is it worth the cost? 90% of the time, absolutely, yes, it's worth the cost, because it makes you feel better, doesn't it? It makes you feel so much better. But at the same time, have you ever gone to a public place in Pakistan where there are a couple or 5 or 6
males sitting, aged 10 to 80. A tea house, a cafe. Have you ever heard them? Have you ever tried to hear what they're talking about and how they're talking about everyone? And haven't you discovered that we are all secretly sadistic pedophiles and even worse monsters? Because once you speak it, your mind starts working on ways to get it accomplished. Believe it or not, that's how advertising works. That's how every kind of psychological conditioning works. Once you break down the barrier, once you speak the unspeakable, it becomes possible. And do you really think that you can sit with those bunch of people and really let them into your homes after what you hear coming from them? Before your children, before the females in your house, or even before the males in your house? So my suggestion would be that for once, stay silent. Maybe try sitting down, take a few deep breaths, and try not to go to tea houses. It will work wonders, I swear. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, DTM Talha bin Hamid, for that purely loving speech. All right, that concludes our first session. We will now upload the votes, I guess. So I will remind who the speakers were. It was Mohammed Asghar to start with, Toastmaster Fiza, Toastmaster Jalal, Toastmaster Wase, and DTM Talha. If you're not part of the WhatsApp group where it will be floated, so just write on the piece of paper who you wish to vote and just hand it over to DTM Talha. Okay, so that concludes the first session. Now I would like to invite, why don't we have a joke master?
Yes.
Is Toastmaster Iba there?
Yes, he is there, eagerly waiting.
Yes, I am.
Okay, over to you, Toastmaster Hiba, for some fun.
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Yes. Why did the leaf go to the doctor? Why did the leaf go to the doctor? Leaf.
It was dry.
It was feeling green. Why didn't the skeleton send Valentine's Day card? Why didn't the skeleton send Valentine's Day cards?
Because it's hollow.
Sorry?
Because it's hollow.
No. His heart, sort of, I would say his heart wasn't in it. Okay. Who always has a date on Valentine's Day? Who always has a date on Valentine's Day?
The one who fasts on Valentine's Day.
A calendar. Okay. What kind of music are balloons afraid to listen to? What kind of music are balloons afraid to listen to?
Pop.
Yes, pop music.
Good one.
Pop music. The last one, how do you stop an astronaut's baby from crying? How do you stop an astronaut's baby from crying?
By singing Baby Shark.
You rock it. You rock it.
Rocket.
Over to the Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you, Toastmaster Hiba. Okay, now I would like to invite the table topic master for table topic session. Who is it? Imrana? Toastmaster Mariam. Toastmaster Mariam, are you there?
Toastmaster Fahim Razak, while we're waiting, can you or distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Ahmed read the little write-up that Deanna McEnroy posted in the chat?
Yeah, sure.
Should I come or?
Just a minute, Toastmaster Maria. All right, got it. Toastmaster Anna, got it. Shall I? Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Diana McEnroy, for what you've written on the chat. I will just read it now. I have amore that speak this club. I feel amore in my field, in love that improves as better amore of disability, strongest amore speaking in the meeting. Amore and I has practiced many times front my mirror with eye contact, amore body language. I feel that inside amore with chat box, amore in my answers to each people, and the meeting groups, amore. I am good speaker, amore, that powerful inside, amore, and I am not stopped that my speech, amore, never get up that Toastmasters Club, amore. Thank you for that beautiful speech, Diana McEnroy. Toastmaster Mariam, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I will hand it over to you for table topic session. Over to you, Toastmaster Mariam, as a table topic master. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now it's time for some table topics. Table topics is usually we call upon people randomly and give them the topic where they have to speak for around 1 to 2 minutes. And after that, we give the evaluation. So it's prompt to speak. For that, I would like to call upon Hiba. Hiba, can you come?
I've switched on my camera and mic, unmuted myself.
Okay. So, Hiba, well, how will you describe or what do you feel about love, the purest form of love? Okay.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, the purest form of love example that I can come up with is of a mother and child, because a mother usually carries the child in her womb for 9 months and then takes care of it for the rest of his or her, the child's life. As we all know, mother and child is the pure love is unconditional. Mother sacrifices herself for the child. A mother is usually very selfless when it comes to the child and does whatever he does. A mother does whatever for the child, and a mother's love is also very, it's, that's about it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to call upon the guest, Mohammed Zan. He is available?
Also, my word of the day.
Mo.
So I have to speak about love, right?
No, you'll be assigned.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you the topic and then you can say whatever comes to your mind. A feeling of love or a relationship of love that you miss the most.
So, as the topic of the day is today, the relationship of regarding someone I love. So I think the thing that comes to my mind, the foremost thing would have to be my university days. So as soon as you talked about it, the first thing that came into my mind were the bonds and the friends that I made along the way. So during my university days, we used to live in a hostel. So the hostel times is where you make the strongest of bonds. Since you're living directly across each other, so you're in each other's space rather. So through that you develop very strong bonds and that can be translated into love. So I think that is something that came into my mind, and I think that's about it. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now moving on, I would like to call Toastmaster Abrar Wani if he is here with us.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I am here.
Hi, how
Yeah.
are you?
Yes, I'm great.
Okay, so for you, my topic is, if someone has come from a broken family, what you think the definition of love affects them or the feelings they have?
Toastmaster Abrar, are you there? I think we have lost Toastmaster Abrar's connection. So, Toastmaster Mariam, can you invite someone else for the time being?
Okay, I would like to invite Imran Rana, sir.
He's sneaked out. He'll be back in a little bit. Maybe you can invite him last.
Okay, sure. So, Salman Majid.
We have just a second. Yes, we have Toastmaster Salman with us. Yes. Okay, Abrar is back. Abrar is back.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, I was disconnected. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. Will you please repeat a question one more time for me?
Sure. If someone is coming from a broken family, what do you think how the definition of love, what we call these days, affects them and how they perceive love in their own way?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Madam Table Topic Speaker. Well, if someone come from a broken family, from him, the definition is love is quite different from the people who's living around her or him. Why? Because she or he is already experiencing something which other people are not. And one may not feel the same sort of feeling that she or he has inside. As far as the definition of love is concerned, she must be deprived of that particular definition that other people could see easily. Because to her, the definition of love is nothing but a deception, because she's already an aggrieved party, which is not assumed to receive or perceive the love she was looking for. And that's why That's why she has become the victim of a broken family. But as we learn from the different era, as we learn from the past, the only definition that can be defined for her is to always disseminate the love that is without any discrimination. Because this is something we are being learned by our religion, that the hardest task one can ever have is continue to love your fellows, continue to love the family, which actually caused you to be a broken part. The hardest task, why it is so? Because one who can achieve this, there is abundant hope for that person. And she or he should continue with that definition. She or he should continue to love all the individuals despite all the reasons and provocations to do otherwise. Because I believe that is the only healing medicine that could heal the pain she or he is feeling at the time she has been facing that broken apart. Well, my dear Toastmaster fellows, love is the only thing that can take a person to the pinnacle of sanity, that help a person to make rational decision. So why to be affected or be aggrieved with that bad part of love? So always disseminate love, as this is the only secret and may very well be the secret of this whole universe. So the definition that she could or he could define for him or herself is always disseminate love without considering the reason or provocation to do otherwise. Over to you, table topic master.
Very beautifully explained, and I truly agree that we also have the responsibility if we know someone is coming from that background. Now, do we have anyone? Imran Rana is Imran sir is here.
Imran is out, but you can call Salman Majid.
Okay. Salman is here. Toastmaster Salman, right?
Okay, Toastmaster Diana, your table topic has already been read. It has already been read.
Or you can call Toastmaster Face.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Toastmaster. Yeah.
Toastmaster Fez.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Hi. So for you, my topic is, how will you describe the love of 90s era and the change of the love in the 2020s now? Both eras have changed, the culture has changed. How will you describe that? And what do you think the most beautiful form of love in those eras were?
So thank you so much for giving me this topic. So the first thing is, in 1990s, the love can differentiate with the current one is money. Before that, back in 1990s, people used to love based on what he thinks about him or her and how he has a strong relationship without thinking of what he is doing, actually not in terms of money, but like he or she just want to spend more time rather than spending on things like going for shopping and in that way. So the spending of more time in terms of sitting around discussing about the things is more focused at that time. However, right now, the love that I'm thinking is it's more about money, because people like I saw a lot of people in my company as well as my fellow students and my fellow friends. I don't think it is more towards love. It's more towards attraction they have right now. And after some time, they found someone new. And he said or she said, I have a love for him or her. rather than the purest form of love with someone else, or with the one who has, I think, I didn't get the exact word of that, but I think that's it for me.
Do we have anyone else or more in?
We have Toastmaster Vigar.
Okay.
Yeah, so come on the stage. And in the meantime, Toastmaster Bayan, let me take the liberty of reading what Toastmaster Diana wrote. More, I think, not summer more that season, and I know that love this summer more, but love that fly and sky more. I feel love to travel on. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Diana, and over to you.
Okay. So, Toastmaster Majid, for you, my question is, have you ever experienced grace or love you have encountered? Would you like to share that moment or experience with us?
Can you repeat the question?
Sure. Would you like to share an experience or moment where you have encountered a true love or grace at any point in time?
Yes. When I was a kid, I was searching for many things which can provide me the feeling of love, like my mother, like my father. And then I tried to find the love in the sports, in the entertainment. In multiple things, I tried my level best to find the love. But still, I am searching for the love for a long time. But as soon as I got married, I thought that I found the true meaning of love. But at the end of the day, I realized all the relationships need security. Most of the people are unsecured while making relationships. We are making relationships not to give the freedom, but to snatch the freedom for the other person. We want to be a ruler of the other person. But the meaning of love, the true love, is to give the freedom to a person whom you love. So in our society, in these circumstances, in this society in which we are living, they think that the love is to rule someone. The true meaning of love is to sacrifice your ego. Once you sacrifice your ego, then you will find the true love, the right love. The right love means that you killed your ego in front of a single person. But if you kill your ego in front of everyone, then you will be able to find the true meaning of love. If you want to sense the true meaning of love, that is the only way to sacrifice your ego in front of every single individual made by the God. So as far as my observation, my feeling, and my experience is concerned about feeling the love, that when I internalize the love of God in me, so I found the true meaning of love. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's all from my side. If it is done, then
we have Imran back with us.
do you have any topic for him also?
Yes. he was part of your list.
Imran, please.
All right, come on the stage.
Yeah, talk about head.
Yeah. Come on the stage.
How important do you think is to express love to your spouse in public?
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, thank you so much, Table Topic Master, for such a wonderful topic. And quite a difficult one as well. I got married in 2010. And today it's been almost 13 years of our marriage. And I didn't find that courage to say my better half in front of the audience that I loved her very much. What do we call tabassus thing?
Why?
Yeah, while your table topic given via you and via this club. So I would like to announce that I'm not up. It's really difficult to say these three magical words. Yes, they are magical words. When you hear these words from someone whom you love or who you love, they create a magical impact in your life. Your mood becomes delighted. So you are a wonderful woman. You really work very hard for us. You do everything for us, but me and my two sons and my daughter, we all four has ruined your life. So for all your hard work, for all your sacrifice, I would like to say that I love you. Over to you.
Rana Saab, thank me later for this. I wish I could have had Bhabhi. But this is what they say. Whatever is in your heart, you speak that out. And my topic was, what do you think one should express the love in public? And you totally expressed it. So you definitely have won our hearts also. So I'm very proud of it. So congratulations, and I hope I'm done with all, or we have any guests or left with us.
No, we are done.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, this is TMOD. You are the TMOD. So I think according to the timer, all are qualified.
Yeah, that's the first one.
How long? That was Diana. All right, fine. So I'm floating the poll, everyone. Please vote for your favorite table topic speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mariam, for that wonderful table topic session. Do we have the names of the table topic speakers here?
Yes, we do.
All right, so that concludes our table topic session as well. That brings us to our final, last, and exciting session, and that is general evaluation session. And do I invite you? You're ready? PTM Talab Amir?
No, I'm the general.
Are you?
Yeah.
Of course, we keep changing. So please welcome Toastmaster Imran Rana for general evaluation session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, and Razak, fellow Toastmasters and guests. We are now in our third session, that is the evaluation segment. And evaluation are very important for everyone. You won't get this fruitful, constructive feedback from Toastmasters. Means this is the place where you get good, constructive feedback, whereas in other places you will find criticism and nothing more than that. So this segment follows. First, we're going to have the prepared speech evaluation. Then we are going to have the table topic evaluation. Then I'll take reports from the facilitator. Finally, I'll give an overall view about today's meeting. So our first speaker was Toastmaster Asghar, right? Yes. And he was evaluated by Toastmaster Wasi Ahmed. So I would request Toastmaster Wasi Ahmed to please come on the stage and share your evaluation about Toastmaster Asgar's speech. So Toastmaster Wasi, with a big round of applause, Toastmaster.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan was given his project from level 3 pathway leadership development, and the objective was to prepare for an interview. If I am supposed to come on the describe the interview, there were 5 questions which were really well handled in that time frame of 5 to 7 minutes, which I would say is quite impressive. The strong point of coming to the interview, Toastmaster Asghar Ramzan, you were really confident throughout the interview. I didn't saw even a second where you were like thinking, okay, what should I say? You were just always on the point throughout your interview. The second thing which I liked, you were really specific in terms of your questions, which were crucial to you. If I'm supposed to say, for example, your second question, what were the difficulties you faced? So you just get on with, okay, I was really bad speaker to start with, and the problems I was having was I was really monotonous with my voice, or I had problems with my hand gestures and everything. And you were really specific what were your problems were. Then coming to the even the 5th question, which was about recommendation to the new Toastmasters, you were really good in telling them leader, how to lead, that would you will learn, and other parts of leadership which you named. So you were really specific in your answering. The third thing which I liked was your vocabulary that you used throughout your interview. For example, I would say flicker of uncertainty or the pat on the back. They were like really good vocabulary words which you used. Coming to the improvement part, what I personally felt was you were too frank with the interviewer, especially for the first part, the first question. You started well with starting from your village story and everything, but you went to the you were, I would say, rant of not becoming a DTN, which was not, I would say, not relatable to for the sake of the interview, I would say. Coming to the second improvement point, what I saw was in the 4th question, which was, what is the regret you have? You said to the interviewer that was an embarrassing question. So I won't comment on the type of question that the interviewer was asking me. That I personally think that was not a good thing to do. In conclusion, I would say, if I would be in your interview, I would hire you. But with keeping this in mind that you will get on my nerves in future. Thank you.
So aptly put.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Wasi, for your wonderful feedback. I must say, you also use some amazing vocabulary. Thank you. And I should learn from you as well. Toastmaster Asghar, what I love about your speech that you always come up with crisp humor, and that was the part of your speech. So maybe the suggestion from my side would be, since you were giving an interview, but you were quite casually. You were not wearing a proper suit or proper dress. Casually. Maybe because of since you are a government officer. Okay, we are now moving towards the second speaker, and our second speaker was Toastmaster Fiza Aziz, and she's quite moving very fast, covering all her projects, and she was evaluated by Asghar. Toastmaster Asghar. So Toastmaster Asghar, the virtual stage is all yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Thank you very much. Toastmaster Fiza Aziz was talking about something more than amor, because Amor means to love, and she talked about the purest love. Toastmaster Fiza, thank you very much for this emotional speech. You used emotional connection to connect yourself with us, the audience. Everyone related your story of attachment in their own families. This emotional connection or emotional story is the strongest tool speakers usually use to get the attention. Thank you, knowing this secret very well and then utilizing it. People will remember your message, mostly when it is tied to your emotion and you used it appropriately. I eagerly listened what you are saying, especially the purest form of love, and then the condition of the love, conditional love and unconditional love, because I'm very much familiar with the conditional love with my mother-in-law. So thank you for going the unconditional love. You talked about your sister, your family, your attachment with her, and then subsequently your attachment with a tiny baby. And you used some of the wonderful vocabulary to describe the overall situation, the little bundle of joy, and then the way you emotionally said, she's my girl, you know. What I like in other area of your speech is your tone, volume, fluency, the style of delivery, which I'm terribly lacking. Perhaps this is one of the reasons I like it. Thirdly, I like the way you appeared self-assured with your audience. Now come to the recommendation area. I think I strongly recommend you to start your speech without telling us that you are going to select this topic or you are talking about this topic. Just be direct. Dear audience, let me ask you a question today. I need your answer because I am very much concerned or interested about this issue. And then you start your speech. Typically, you also mentioned that in the end of my speech, you quote the quotations. It is good. The quotation was very much appropriate. It was dramatic, but I strongly recommend you not to mention the words that you are about to ending your story. Indicate us, rephrase your sentences, but it is far better than you are not saying us without that you are ending your story. But my final recommendation, try to do away with the paper. I found it was strictly restricting your hand movement. You can take note and keep it somewhere in front of you. But if you are holding a paper in your hand, it might affect your body language. Overall, it was a good emotional story. You just need to think about the beginning and the end. You can create a greater impact in your speech. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Azhar, for your wonderful constructive feedback. What I would suggest to Toastmaster Fiza Aziz is that your content is quite valuable, but you started quite casually, and you, in your concluding remarks, you said that I would like to end my speech. So please try not to use these sentences. These sentences will kill your speech, kill the essence of your speech. So it won't. Then what's the use of the audience to engage with your speech? If you have to say that my speech topic is that, and my conclusion of this, my speech conclusion is that. So there will be no purpose left for the audience to engage in your speech. So try not to use that. Now moving towards Toastmaster Jalal, he was our third speaker, and to evaluate his speech, let's welcome with a big round of applause Toastmaster Fiza.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Imran Rana, and good evening, ladies and gents. My target speaker today was Toastmaster Jalal, and his title speech was The Results. Toastmaster Jalal, I would like to congratulate you to have such a rich content in your speech. You covered basically a person's whole lifetime, and it was riddled with examples, mainly the college examples, then the career examples. And not only you had those examples just by mentioning it, you filled them up with humor. And your humor was very, very well targeted, because not only I laughed, but I could see everybody was laughing, and at 2 occasions hysterically. So once again, congratulations, because it's not very easy to include humor. And once you do include humor, it's quite a mission to deliver it in the way that you had intended. So well done on that, once again. Your overall stance, I thought, was very confident, considering that I don't think you have delivered that many projects so far. So I think considering that you had a very, very good posture overall. You're moving all right within the content of your speech. So that was very well delivered. I just have a couple of improvements to suggest that you can do, rather development points, I would say. As I said, your content was very rich. But I think it kind of borderline to be too rich, simply because I thought you included some points that might have been a bit irrelevant, that you didn't need to mention it. For example, at some point you mentioned that 2 of your friends were above your grade and 2 of your friends were below your grade. I don't think you need to mention that. You could have just said, oh, I performed that much as compared to others. And one thing I notice, and I do that all the time, especially new speakers do it, they clasp their hands. It's funny, I was in a meeting today this morning, and I was meeting a person after quite a while. We sat down, he clasped his hands, and I was just about to clasp my hand, but I let free. Just because I observed it, it just gave me the impression that he was nervous, and it gave me a leg up. So when we are nervous, we clasp our hands. So I think all I try to now do, even if I'm nervous, I'm trying to portray that I'm not nervous. I keep my hands like open. So I will suggest you do the same. Even when you're nervous, and we know you will be nervous, because when we come to the stage, at the start, we are nervous. No doubt about that, okay? But try not to clasp your hand, because that just gives it away that you're nervous. So keep it open. I think that's the only 2 things. You're doing great, and I'm sure you will continue to do great. With that, over to you, Toastmaster Imran.
Okay, just a second. Everyone, please vote for best speaker. You're voting for best table topics, but you're not voting enough for best speaker. So everyone, if you haven't voted, vote for best speaker.
Didn't you get enough vote to?
It's a tough situation.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Fahim, for your valuable evaluation. Toastmaster Jalal, I would suggest, first, I would like to ask you questions. How much preparation you did for the speech?
1 day.
1 day preparation. Okay, when did you write your speech? A day before?
12 o'clock today.
So you wrote the speech today, and you just practice and you came. So I would suggest to please do some more practice. You have a good command over language, but if you come up with a practice, then you could deliver it with confidently. Your content was a little disorganized, so if you could share your speech with your mentor, he might give you some suggestion. By the way, I'm your mentor.
Was that meant to be a joke?
Thank you so much for your wonderful speech, Toastmaster Jalal. Now we are moving towards our last speaker, and he is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Talhat Ahmed. Oh, Wasim Ahmed. Yeah.
Then
Sorry. Wasim Ahmed was our 4th speaker, and you will be, yes. And his evaluator is, after a very long time, Toastmaster Wajahat. So please give him a big round of applause. The stage is yours.
As I have already been introduced by Mr. Imran Rana, I came after a long time. So I'm not in the position to judge a very stable speaker. I'm really impressed by him. But there is a tradition that I have to give some kind of feedbacks. So these are the feedbacks. Initially, he started a speech with a very good storytelling gesture. He started a speech with a good confidence and told us a very good story. And we didn't observe any kind of confusion on his face or maybe any nervousness, but he was very, very clear, loud, and vocabulary were being used in a very fine manner. I love his voice tone. Is need to be need to adopt basis. When he wanted to adopt the high tone, he wanted to put the impact on a specific word. So he used a very, very decent high tone. And sometimes when he wanted to lower his tone as per circumstances or as per the need, so he lowered his tone. That was a very good thing I observed. Body movement was fine, but can be a bit improved. But there is a good, very positive aura on his complete body, and he was confidently give the variation to his body. So that was very fine, but it can be much more majestic to put a very heavy impact on the listener. Death angel name variation. Munkar Nakir. Oh no, that was a very dramatic situation he created, and he was a very, very fine idea that he was trying to give the name, but he is doing the variation while speaking. He was very calm when he was interrupted by the people. He was very calm. He gave the innovative answers. He countered the problem makers at that time in a very calm atmosphere or calm attitude. No confusion, used a very good vocabulary. But while interruption, when he faced the interruption, he was still, because he tried to just try to make the question, try to make the counter answers at the same time. So he won't just felt down. But his body movement was still very slow body movement. But he countered very well. But body movement was a bit still, it can be improved. But that was a very hard task, I observed. So that was really, really impressive in front of me. He acted well while describing the condition. Like Munkar Nakir is asking this, he was giving the answer like that. So it created a very good impact on the listener who was listening at the same time, and just feel the communication, feel the words, feel the feelings, what kind of feelings the listener and speaker were having at the time of communication. Time consumed was fine, but can be improved. The speech time was very high, 10 to 15 minutes, but I think we stopped the communication, we stopped the speech, or maybe some before time, or maybe just like you can give more time, I observe, but it can be more lengthier. But at the conclusion, that was fantastic speech, and it was very, really impressive for me. I really wanted to learn many things from you in upcoming years. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Java, for your valuable feedback. Okay, Toastmaster Vase, what I would suggest is that, first of all, hats off to your patience. You were patient, listen all the disruptors. I would suggest if you could have seen the video of the project, you could have, means there's a very good video, but in that videos, those disruptors were quite decent and we were quite qualified disruptors. So maybe you could have announced it that if you have any question, please ask at the end, or maybe you could have told her that after the speech we can answer, I can answer your questions. And you generously allowed disruptors to disturb you. Yes. But you have to stop that. you had to stop them. You had to interfere in because this was your time and you had to deliver it what you want to deliver. And you had to stop them, but you were quite generous, but overall it was a wonderful effort. Now we are moving
Can I
towards.
say something?
Yes.
Because I went for theory in my last speech, and I realized that theory doesn't work at KTC. I saw that video too, and I read the whole manual, in which the rules were that disruptors should be allowed only one time to disrupt and everything. But I understand that doesn't go with KTC, so I have to go practically. And also, I would like to say thank you to Toastmaster Tala. He guided me after, I would say, because I was redoing this project all over again. So Toastmaster Tala guided me, okay, you have to handle like this, you have to get involved with the disruptor, you have to answer their questions or negate them or something like that. So I guess thanks to Toastmaster Tala that I was able to complete this project this time.
Then that case, till what point a person can allow a person to disrupt? For example, 2 questions or 3 questions. And
Okay,
afterwards,
as per manual, it is requested to the disruptors that you can disrupt only at once. Means if you want to ask a question, then only one question should be asked. But that was in a manual. Originally, it doesn't happen. It doesn't apply.
practical terms, like just like you said, practical, should we go more than 3 or should we restrict it at least at 3?
No, actually, in fact, like according to theory,
That's
yeah, there are 4 disruptors, right? And they can disrupt only once. But at the same time, after like dozens of Toastmasters and KTK have done this project now. And gradually it evolved into this. Because initially we went by the book. But you know what? It was very ineffective. Like the person knew he or she was about to be disrupted. They knew they will be disrupted only once. So there was no emergent disruption. So we deviate a little bit. Like nobody tells us to deviate, but the disruptors deviate themselves. But I think this is more challenging. Yeah.
In KTC.
I was even against the idea. Sorry, I was even against the idea that the person should know they will be disrupted. I propose that they could be doing any other project and they should be disrupted during that. But some saner minds prevailed, and that idea was shot down. Yes.
Actually, we wanted to take a real practical scenario.
Exactly.
That's why no disruptor is wanted to stop after asking one question, so he wanted to be continued. Today, whole matters with us. Okay, jokes apart. Now we are moving towards our last speaker, and he is our distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid, and he is evaluated by our president. He is also a distinguished Toastmaster. So six-time distinguished Toastmaster. 6-time distinguished Toastmaster will evaluate 5 times or 6 times. Come on.
No, I'm not.
That balance.
Sarfraz is presumably showing a 5.
High 5. Over to you, Sarfraz.
Thank you, Toastmaster Imran Rana. Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, and especially you, distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. I enjoyed your speech. You have a disease. I hope that it is not contagious. Let me tell you what I loved about your speech, and then I will give you some suggestions for improvement. What I liked about your speech was your opening. You started by telling us that you have a disease. And what happens when a speaker says, I have a disease? We want to know more. What kind of disease? You went on to say, I'm ashamed. My life is over. My wife will leave me. Now we are curious. what's going on in your life that all this darkness is going to fall upon you. So very clever use of your opening. The second thing I liked about your speech was your speech structure. After opening, you told us why we swear. And then you told us some stories about your friend and how you got into swearing. And then you ended by giving us a message. Don't swear. But you do. So great structure. The third thing I liked about your speech was your use of the speaking area and your vocal variety. I noticed you moved from the left to the right in front of your audience in the room. And your voice was very clear. We could hear every word. You had vocal variety when you mentioned some of the dramatic instances. For example, rolled his tongue. Great use of voice and vocal variety. Now, let me tell you what I believe you should do to improve. I mentioned that you use the stage well, but there's also a Zoom box for online speakers. When you move to one side at one point, you were half cut off. You can only see half of your body. So you should make a mental note of where the speaking area is, not only in the room, but also on Zoom, how it's going to appear. Now, the second thing I would suggest is you said, I have a confession. And then you said, I have a disease. I believe you don't need to say, I have a confession. Just say, I have a disease. And third thing, your voice was very clear. But if you ask Toastmaster Irfan Farooqi, he'll say, some people he couldn't hear. So since you're the host, for some reason, when others are speaking, we can hear them. But when you are speaking, you are very clear. Something is going on. I liked your speech because of your opening structure and your vocal variety. Just make sure how you use your speaking area, and I look forward to your next speech. Back to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmasters Dr. Al-Hatib. This brings to our prepared speech evaluation segment comes to an end. So I request I hope every evaluator is qualified for voting.
In your time, qualified? Okay, thank you.
So there will
Please
be-
vote, everyone. Please vote quickly. Don't
Okay,
make me
you heard
beg.
that? I don't have to repeat it.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's time for me to call the table topic evaluator, and he is none other than distinguished Toastmaster Talha.
Yes.
Okay, great. So
Just
the
let me
stage
go to
is
vote.
all yours.
Just give me a second. Everyone, if you want to preserve your ears, don't listen to me and spend this time voting. So today's theme was all about pure love. And think about it. There's, for example, we can find pure love anywhere. And we should be open to it. We should be welcoming. For example, in Toastmasters, I found myself. We all find ourselves in Toastmasters. And I also found my soulmate. This temporary connection that an evaluator and evaluatee has. Two souls are connected for one person, one reason, and that is to give and receive feedback. So, in this spirit, this was a theme of the meeting today and theme of the table topics. First of all, let me record my appreciation for the table topics master who came up with very intellectual and not quite challenging, but I would say meaty topics.
so that the speakers could speak and pour their hearts out, which is after all the points of table topic. The first speaker is Toastmaster Diana McEnroy, and she spoke through her words, and her words are always beautiful. She spoke on the theme of love, how she loves Toastmasters, and how she truly loves summer. Then we had Toastmaster Hiba Reis. And Toastmaster Hiba, usually very confident, today seemed a little bit out of depth as far as the topic was concerned. And she finished right at the 1 minute mark. I sometimes feel that Toastmaster Hiba holds back a little bit. So I would suggest to her that don't hold back and please resume speeches so that you can learn to let it all go. Because while doing other roles and while making jokes, you're all out there. You pour your heart and soul. And we see that all the time. Next, Toastmaster Abrar. Quite an astounding speech, I must say. Given that it was an extempore speech, sounded almost like a prepared speech. The thoughts and the words were beautiful. I would just suggest one improvement area to pause a little bit and try to marshal your thoughts a little bit, because sometimes, especially towards the end, your sentences and your thoughts stumbled upon each other and created some disruption. Then we had Toastmaster Faiz, and again, nice to see him back. Toastmaster Faiz spoke about the kinds of love that we experience. I noticed that your flow was very good, your confidence level was right up there. And the only thing that I would suggest as an improvement would be, again, since you're a new Toastmaster and it is table topics after all, so it is more like a wish list and not something of a deal breaker. You could have used the stage a little bit more, and you could have concluded a little bit better. Then we had Toastmaster Rajat, and what can I say? You started innocently enough, but then your speech went into the stratosphere, and you linked everything to divine love, and it all made so much sense. It all seemed so logical. So congratulations, your structure, your words were all heartfelt. Given the fact, as we are reminding you again and again and again, that you're back after so much time, it doesn't seem like that. So it seems the topic really connected with you, and you made the best of it. Congratulations. I really can't find any improvement area in your table topic. Toastmaster Imran Rana. First of all, congratulations on appropriating Toastmaster Miriam's topics to express your true feelings about your spouse. And
the topic was different, and
yes, you made it an excuse. The topic was that you were supposed to speak about people who express their love publicly. You became one of those people. So, and what can I say? I mean, it was so affecting. Yeah. And I believe we've seen you for the first time in that kind of tone. You speaking directly to your spouse with full confidence, knowing that neither is she in the meeting, nor will she see the recording, but perhaps we'll make her see the recording. So it was so innocent, it was so natural, it was so raw, and at the same time, it was pretty logical. That you first confessed that you and your kids have made her life miserable, but still she keeps up with you. And finally, really elegantly conveying your love for your spouse. So it was absolutely marvelous. So that was it for the table topics evaluation. Over to you, General Manager.
thank you so much, DTM Talha, for such a wonderful topic evaluation. I'm sure everyone had enjoyed your evaluation, and I'm sure they have learned a lot. Now we are moving towards the meeting facilitators part. Okay, in this segment, I request our facilitator to present their reports. Our first facilitator is Toastmaster Wasit Ahmed, who who is doing the role of word master and grammarian. So the stage is.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Unfortunately, the word of the day was just used once by Toastmaster Jalal, as far as I know,
Diana also uses it quite a bit in her writing.
and Toastmaster Diana. And the word was known as we all know.
How do you pronounce it?
They say Amor. What I listened to Toastmaster Ali Ashan, he used to say Amore.
Because he's in Italy, so
But
he
yeah,
speaks
that's-
only as an Italian.
Yeah,
So
That's correct. It's a more.
it's a
it's a
more.
more.
Yeah,
It's a more.
yes,
Thank you, sir.
he was right.
And okay, so for the good usage, there were a lot of phrases and words which I like today. So to start with, we had flicker of uncertainty, pat on the back, nudge, mental agony, used to her, grounded, changed perception of none, to not pity the dead, pity alive, seeking the result, extremely stingy, shudder, harbored, theoretic, get on my nerves, that was mine. Hysterically, contagious, roll his tongue, marshal your thoughts, stratosphere. So they were really good. At the part of improvement, I would say I heard someone saying firing line. I guess the correct word is, the correct phrase is in the line of fire. And there was one, we were continuously looking. We are continuously looking, which would be we were continuously looking. I guess that's from my grammarian report. Thank you.
Thank you so much. For our counter, we have Toastmaster Hiba and Ihsan. Toastmaster Hiba, could we have your findings?
Okay, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I started my R counting from TM Vase. So TM Vase had 1 R, DTM Tala had none. That was the prepared speeches. And in the table topic session, I had 2 R's, 2 arms. TM Fez had 1 R, TM Abrar Vani had none, TM Wajahat had none, TM Imran Rana had none. That's about it.
Thank you so much. Although I was unable to swallow the statement you said about me that I didn't use any filler words or
I can believe it though, because today I am observing that we are pausing more as opposed
Yes.
to,
Thank you so much for your observation. Yes.
pausing instead of facing a situation like we can pause
Yes,
and then continue.
exactly. Yeah, and it won't be counted as a filler.
Thank you so much for your feedback. Okay, now we are moving towards the timer's report. And for timer, we request Toastmaster Jalal, please. If you could share the time of the speakers, prepared speakers, speech evaluators, and table topic speakers.
Thank you, dear Norman. All the speakers qualified the timeline. All of the table topics qualified almost one speaker qualified just for 1 or 2 seconds. I think it's fine. And all the evaluators are qualified, and some are below the above the 3 minutes. So overall, all of the speakers, table topics, presenters, and evaluators are qualified. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Jalal. To check our listening skills, let's request Toastmaster Wajaha. How good we are at listening to the stage of yours.
Yes, the person. Wrapped me in her tiny fingers.
Fiza.
A man was here since 2018, but he hasn't been distinguished yet. Who knows how to create the bad words?
PM Tala.
It's in my bag now. The man who is not speaking, that's the culprit.
Talha.
It's in my bag now, TM Wasif. The man who demotivates us to go to tea houses. Love is a deception.
Abrar.
Abrar. Everybody was looking upward, but he is the specific person who was looking downward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rajaka. We hope to see you more.
Yeah.
Did we mention that?
Yeah.
Okay, so fellow Toastmasters and guests, now it's time for me to give my overall feedback about today's meeting.
Best facilitator, please vote for best facilitator.
Yes. Please, everyone, cast your vote for the best facilitator. And the best facilitators are the grammarian Master Toastmaster Wase, timer Toastmaster Jalal, listener Toastmaster Jawahar, after Toastmaster Isman. Any other else?
No.
Great. So now it's my time to give an overall feedback about today's meeting. We started on time, that is 6:47. So it's perfectly fine.
We're eating that.
So today's theme was what's the
Purest
love, and we saw love was flowing in the air. Toastmaster Fahim Razak took brilliantly, and he set the tone of today's meeting. All the speakers were eloquent. When you have Toastmaster Talha, Toastmaster Wase, and Toastmaster Abdul Ramzan as a speaker, then you had a great opportunity to learn more vocabulary from them. So kudos to all of them. All the speakers were great. Few suggestions to the speakers that try not to use today's my topic and the conclusion of my speech. It will kill the impact of the overall speech. And the table topic session by Toastmaster Mariam Aftab. Unfortunately, today she will not be the winner. She conducted a wonderful table topic session, and she also gave me the chance to express my false feelings. He didn't give you the chance, you took the chance.
Yeah.
Okay, so all the speakers were spot on. Evaluations were quite impactful, they were quite constructive, and they were spot on. So kudos to all the evaluators. So today's overall meeting was quite amazing and quite engaging. Few suggestions, we heard some of the voice from the backside of the office, so we should request the regional jury to please, while during the meeting, at least not to use that office. Or if they are using it, please try not to talk on phone loudly. We could easily hear what the discussion was going on. Request for to the members to take up the role so that we don't have to finalize the agenda before the start of the meeting. Overall, it was a wonderful meeting. The theme was well taken and well left up. Kudos to the Toastmaster of the day, Fahim Razak. I'm sure you will going to disclose something, right? So without further ado, please come on stage and we are all ears.
And everyone, please vote if you haven't voted for all 3 polls, and 4th one is also coming. The 5th one.
Thank you, Toastmaster, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Imran Rana. Now I've created the hype. And you know the danger is when you create the hype and it's not really something, and it just goes flat out, right? So I might as well have not mentioned it and just have disclosed it now. But today I thought the way we tied up the whole meeting was really, really wonderful, especially the speakers who kind of spoke about love was excellent. And the word of the day was excellent as well, amore. And in the start of the meeting, I mentioned that you can't really describe love, right? Especially pure love. What is pure love? It's abstract, it's an idea, it's a sensation. But I thought Toastmaster Vajahat, the way you described it in your table topic session was, if you can get near to describing a love, I think you got very close to it or almost just nailed it. Perfect. Toastmaster Vase talking about love, the way you handle the session of the speech, being so patient. I think you will be the person will be lucky to have you as husband, right? So all the birdies out there, get there first. Right. I was mentioning my timeline. Okay, so I discovered pure love when I was a child. I thought it was my parents. Well, obviously they still are. It remains eternal. Then as I moved on, kind of my love extended to my friends as well in the school life. Then to that girl that failed fantastically, and then to wealth creation, and that is kind of not going nowhere. And now I think, and I'm loving this, right? There's what is pure love, and the way I describe it for me is like of engaging in conversations with people. I kind of love it. Every conversation that I come across with people on a daily basis, I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. This is going well, and I enjoy it, no matter with who. Like in the morning, I kind of go to my watchman, or chokidar as people call it, like our apartment, and I kind of go into conversation with him. And he's smiling, I'm smiling, it's just so wonderful. And even when the traffic police is about to stop, well, they stop me. And I used to laugh. My mood will completely go off. But now, wow. And I'm serious about it. He finds me interesting to stop me. I'm going to stop, obviously. So I kind of stop. I kind of come out of my car. And I kind of try and get into the conversation with him. Obviously, they are more into business or business, the show and all of that. But I still try and take it in a positive way if I can. And I'm very happy to say that I did calculate this. My average fine, well, I always say
you have an average fine?
Yeah. So, unfortunately, so my average penalty or fine has gone down from just over 500 rupees to just under 300 rupees. So I'm seeing a direct result of trying to have this everyday conversation in a more meaningful way. So this is my love. I discovered it, and I would love to keep it that way rather than kind of change it to anything else. So with that concludes the meeting, I guess, unless we have any other business, or I'm passing on to our president.
Yeah. Vote for best pick for everyone. And in the meantime, let's pass it on to our president.
All right, amore everyone, and over to you, our president, DTM Sir Sarfraz.
Amore President.
Thank you, Toastmaster Fahim Razak. I appreciate you serving as the Toastmaster of the day, and thank you for not bringing any fireworks with you, because we know how you are with those fireworks. That would not be nice to have the house burned down. Today, we retained the aura of amore. Great meeting. It's a great theme that was carried out throughout the meeting. Please make sure that you vote for the best speaker, best tabletop speaker, best evaluator, best facilitator, and the best of the big four. I understand you may have seen the poster already about the Tall Tales contest. KTC will be holding Tall Tales contest on August 14th. More information will be coming soon. And DTM Talha, do we know if someone has already placed their name to compete in it?
Yes, there are already contestants.
Oh, that's good. So those who are interested in competing and have not expressed their willingness yet, please do so. It would be nice to have as many contestants as we can, similar to what we've seen in our international speech contest and in our evaluation contest. And before we announce the results of the winners, I would like to invite our guest Toastmaster Abrar Wani, the district speech champion, for his comments.
Thank you very much, DTM Sarfaraz. It's always a great honor for me to come at KTC meeting and where there are big names like you yourself, DTM Talha bin Hamid, Imran Rana. Usually whenever I come at KTC meeting, I literally enjoy because the quality of speeches, because this is the only club in Pakistan I have witnessed myself who's truly experiencing the use of pathways. The people who are the Toastmasters at KTC, they have a very good chance to present their speeches on a regular basis, and that's why KTC is the topmost club as far as the educational pathway is concerned. And plus, there is always learning when people deliver speeches. Today, I literally enjoyed the concept of Amore, the love. Actually, I was trying to search the Google and making connection of Omor ice cream and Amore, but I couldn't find. It's a different meaning. I was thinking that it's the same. Anyhow, nice. It was very nice. So I joined in the middle. I couldn't listen the beginning speeches, but all the speeches which I've listened today, I witnessed very nice evaluation, including yours. It was a very good to learn from you while you were giving very nicely. You using the pauses very nicely, and it was a very nicely delivered evaluation. Plus, the evaluation of Talha bin Hamid was excellent as well. And all the speakers to whom I listened today were spot on. Loved the meeting today. Thank you very much.
Thank you, appreciate it. And we also have our guest, Muhammad Zain, with us.
Yeah.
Mr. Zain, would you please come forward and tell us what you thought about the meeting?
I feel like the environment here is very enabling. So I really like that part. And apart from that, the speeches on here, you can actually see the more experienced members with these speeches, you can actually see that they've improved quite a lot. So, apart from that, thank you for having me and thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, appreciate it. Did Muhammad Faiz Siddiqui get a chance to speak?
Yeah. But
Yes,
he's a member though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, any announcements?
Yeah.
Talha, before we, okay.
You can express your.
So thank you so much, Mr. Sarfaraz. So this is my second speech that I'm giving here. I think it was a good experience for me again. However, I had a plan to give my icebreaker speech last Wednesday. However, but due to some unfortunate situation that I have seen in my office, and I was unable to come here, and also I wasn't able to join person because I was working till 12 in the night. So that's the reason. But however, I have planned in the next week to give my icebreaker. So that's it.
Thank you. We look forward to your icebreaker speech. We also had with us Deanna McEnroy, and she says, I feel amore, like the meeting was good, and she loved the speeches and table topics. Thank you for joining us, Deanna McEnroy. And DTM Talha, are we ready with the results?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The meeting is, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So, sir, best speaker
is a tie between myself and Toastmaster Vase, so naturally I'm not breaking that. It will be the worst instance of insider trading slash conflict of interest. Best table topic speaker by a narrowest of margins goes to Toastmaster Wajahat. Congratulations. Best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Fahim Razzaq. Best facilitator goes to Toastmaster Vase once again. And best Big Four goes to our journal evaluator, Toastmaster Imran Raj.
Or was that a more of
You have the share the
Yes,
critic.
yes, and the Critics' Choice Awards, I'm going to announce them like the speech contest, going in reverse order. In third place, Toastmaster Fiza Aziz. Second place, Distinguished Toastmaster Talha bin Hamid. And in first place, Toastmaster Azhar, Muhammad Asghar. Congratulations to all of you. So do we have any volunteers for the Big Four for next week?
Vase Ahmed, one of us.
Yes, TM Modi.
Yeah, Modi. Okay, that's good.
I think call out one by one for the roles. So
Okay, so Vase Ahmed, how about the Table Talks Master?
table topics master. Who wants to be the table topics master? Toastmaster Wajahat, I know you want to be the table topics.
Say,
But I can prepare, no problem.
Sure.
Yes.
So sir,
Yeah,
we
come
have
to-
TM Modi.
Okay, it says Wajahat, Toastmaster
Yes.
Wajahat, okay, and Vase Ahmed. The good thing about being a table toss master is that you know that you will not be called upon to answer a question. General evaluator,
Who will be journal evaluator? Online or in person? Anyone? Toastmaster Mariam, how about you try being journal evaluator?
Okay, right.
We have our GE, sir.
okay, and the next one will be table topics evaluator.
Who will be the table topics evaluator? Yeah, Fahim Razzaq wants to be.
No, I would like to deliver a speech.
So what?
Yeah, but
You can do that along with the.
I'm feeling like it. Sorry, sir, let's go with the.
All right, sir, how about we try our new member, Toastmaster Fez? Table topics evaluator. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, or else give me the table topic evaluator and give him the general evaluator, someone else,
Okay.
if this will work.
No, it's still with that.
So, sir, that only leaves, okay, for GE, we are once again teetering towards having Toastmaster Imran Rana as GE, but you can take GE, sir.
okay. And then we have a speaker, I understand, Toastmaster Fahim. That's good. And I'll be another speaker. So
Great.
one of the
We have Fez too, yeah.
I would like
Ah.
to.
Yes, Imran Rana.
Icebreaker. Oh, it's time to now. We should promote. If Toastmaster Imran Rana is giving a speech, we need to publicize this not only within KTC and District 122, but around the world. This will be this is like a a moon that you see only once in a lifetime.
And speech title should be "My Wife, I Love You."
Thank you.
My
That-
wife.
That concludes our meeting. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, for joining us today. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week. Until then, the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you so much. And special thanks to Toastmaster Brar for staying with us till
Thank
the
you.
very end. We really
Appreciate
appreciate it.
Yes, appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
And